G'day everyone. Are you using your spinning reel properly when you're fishing? Are you sure? There's a bit of a trick to using spinning reels that many people don't realise. Stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it. Rightio folks, before I start, I just want to make it clear that there's no right or wrong way of doing it. If you're catching fish, then it's working and it's working for you. So you don't have to change. But there is a little tip that I want to teach you now about using your spinning reel that may just help you out a bit. This is a tip that this isn't something that I thought of. This is something that Rex Hunt taught us many years ago, back in the 1990s. I was guilty of doing it wrong and I changed upon his recommendation and I never looked back. So now I'm going to share Rex's recommendation with you guys because it's been close to 30 years since then, and a lot of you won't know this. The other day I was filming and I shared a video of me trout fishing and someone said, "Oh, you're a lefty because I reel with my left hand." No, I'm actually right-handed. If you're right-handed, you should reel with your left hand. And if you're left-handed, you should reel with your right hand. Let me explain why. You've got two hands and you've got two tasks. You've got casting and you've got retrieving or reeling in. Now, of those two tasks, one is more important than the other, and that is casting. It is more important that you cast. If you've watched a lot of my videos, you'll know that I'm often talking about casting being the most important aspect of fishing and casting accuracy, particularly when you're lure casting. Species like Murray cod, if you land your lure 40 or 50 centimetres in front of the snag, you might not catch the fish. If you land it right up against the snag, you might catch it. So casting is everything. So because casting is a lot more important than retrieving, what you need to do is use your dominant hand. I'm right hand dominant, I'm right-handed. If you're right-handed, use your right hand to focus on your casting. You don't want to have to cast it out, swap hands, then reel it in. You want to just put all your focus on casting and then just retrieving with your left hand. If you're left-handed, you want to cast with your left hand and then retrieve with your right hand. You don't want to have to stop and swap hands. I see a lot of people, they'll cast right-handed, put the rod over in their left hand and then start reeling it in. That works, and it works very well. But if you're fishing in very shallow water, and if you've watched some of my trout videos, a lot of the trout that I catch are in water that's only 10 or 12 centimetres deep, sometimes shallower, that split second changing hands can be enough for my spinner or my soft plastic to sink to the rocks on the bottom and foul up on the slime, rendering a lot of my casts useless because I'm just reeling in slime, or even worse, I end up snagged. That split second can make all the difference of not having to swap hands and reel in. So, cast with the right, reel with the left. Now, it will feel awkward. I know a few of you are going to say, "I tried that once and it just felt horrible and I couldn't do it." That is perfectly natural. I remember back in the 90s when Rex Hunt told us this tip. I went straight to the left hand and I tried it. It felt like the whole rod was going around in circles like this when I was winding. It just felt so awkward. But within only a matter of hours, it comes good and it becomes natural. And then once you've done it for a couple of times out fishing, you go back to the right hand and it feels like your right hand's going around in circles and not and all uncoordinate. If I was to switch this to the right hand now, I'd feel terrible. So you've got to allow yourself a little bit of time to get used to it. But once you get used to casting with the right, reeling with the left, you will not look back. Now just think of it. All you're doing with the left hand is reeling. That's it. Sometimes you might reel and pause to impart a bit of life into a lure. But other than that, you're not doing anything. You don't need to be thinking. Whereas your right hand, you need to be thinking because you need to be thinking accuracy. So you need to control how much pressure to put into the cast. So if you're right-handed, cast with the right, reel with the left. If you're left-handed, cast with the left and reel with the right. You may notice in my cod videos, my bait caster reels are all right-handed. I'm a hypocrite. What it is, when Rex Hunt taught us years ago to go left-handed, I already had a number of overhead reels that were right-handed. So my spinning reels I could easily change. All you have to do is take the side plate off, pull the handle out, put the handle in that side, put the side plate back on, Bob's your uncle, it's ready to go. With a bait caster, you can't, you have to keep it as it is. So in order for me to go left-handed, I would have to replace all of my reels. So I'm at a point now where I only use 1 or 2 reels bait casting. So pretty soon, I think next time I buy a bait caster reel, I'll probably go left-handed myself. I know already that it's going to feel awkward when I start, but it won't take me long to get used to it. In fact, I was fishing with my dad a couple of years ago and I borrowed one of his rods for a while. It was left-handed and within an hour or so, it felt so good. Folks, I hope this tip helps you out. Just remember, when you first swap over, it will feel awkward. But if you're lure fishing and you're making lots and lots and lots of casts, you will reap the benefits of more accurate casting, concentrating on your casting, and which can eventually lead to catching more fish.